Like in any sport, there is hope and heartbreak. VCT America is no different. We'll be going over the teams who gave their fan bases a reason to be optimistic and the ones who could not. Act 1. Familiar faces. 100 Thieves versus EG was quite the spectacle. Leading up to this showdown, it was clear that one former teammate will have the last laugh. Either Derek, who has been given a second chance with EG, or Busio, who was eagerly hoping to take down another teammate. Coming into this event, he already collected Calms and Demon 1's dog tag. All he needed was Potter and Jogamos. But this is a team-based game, and the winner would be the one who was the most level-headed. We can take a guess which duelist that was on Lotus, which was a banger matchup. It was Neon versus Raze, and at first glance, both looked like they did a pretty good job. However, having 7 first deaths and 5 of them coming on the defensive end tells us all we need to know. Jogamo was overextending himself and playing a bit too reckless. This is a double-edged sword, because these plays kept Evil Geniuses within reach of winning, but at the same time cost them the map, which we also saw on Ascent. He was able to raise diff on Bind, but as the team's solo duelist, it wasn't enough to outperform Cryo and Asana's combined offensive efforts in this series, as well as EU throwing his hat into the ring for best initiator on the planet. At least he has been looking like that recently. 100 Thieves as a whole were showing excellent team play even on a map where they lost. This elbow crunch was stunning by using Brim Smokes here to isolate both Derek and Nature. This was a meticulous play to pinch them.
The other side, Nature's getting pressured pretty heavily here, but he's grouped up with Derek. Asuna though, Satchel in, caught by Derek, and now he tries to back away, but the Seas holds him in place. Apot tries, but it's up to Jorg. All on Jorg, as it so often is, to try and close the game out here. But he is caught by the thrash.
Now that's an adjustment. What a fantastic call from 100 Thieves.
And we can't forget this 2v3 where Cryo and Bang decided to break a possible 3-man sightline hold on Bomb by swinging together and picking Evil Geniuses members off one by one.
Bang's got no choice but to try and break through one arm of this pincer. They're going after Derek instead. Job done. Oh, they turn the reflectors. How did they break it? The passive ankle. Super can't do it. Just one, and Cryo barely stays alive.
How did they break that crossfire? 3-prong.
But there's a reason why this channel calls Jogamo the Movement King.
B-side. Oh, Asuna gets chomped to bits. Apot very much ready to capitalize here. And look at the rush! It's taken! Heads are rolling! As only the king can demand.
Also, can't forget about Apoth reminding us that Valorant is a tactical game and playing objective is ideal.
Don't double swing that! What a shot! Just Busio, they close him challenge! Apoth gets Cryo. Yes, Snakebite keeps him at bay for now, but Bang has an awkward situation to work with. 1 versus 1, and Apoth will be canny about this. He swings it. Bang chasing.
The speed from the stem.
Apoth just baits him away.
He didn't even get half yet.
He's too fast. Now Span through the wall, gets it to half. Apoth thinks about it now, finally peeks out, but oh, he's too good for this. Oh, he's too good. Bang gets his head ripped clean off. And EG with a nail-biting pistol.
Oh, there's no world where they should be winning that.
EG supporting class were killing it too, with the likes of Superman.
Some clean shots could result in an upset round win. Superman starts it off.
2 from Super. Can he do more? Jorg chimes in with his own sheriff now. And the timing's going to be good for this swing out of smoke. I think Derek's gotten behind them. It doesn't matter. Super goes 4.
And Nature.
And it'll be Nature. Nature! There's nothing human about it. This guy is something else. And EG thrifty the Thieves to take us to a 3rd.
I mean, that's outlandish from the rookie IGL, his first year in partnership.
Overall, it wasn't enough to take down a Busio-led 100 Thieves, thus ending the chances of EG defending their Champions 2023 title, and us seeing Shanks possibly hold up another trophy the wrong way. This act of familiar faces doesn't end either. The rematch between Aspas and his former team showed us how both orgs took a complete 180, where Leviathan has gotten better and Lau continues to struggle with role issues and starting a new system this late into the season. During Lotus, it looked like neither team had a duelist that was feeling 100% comfortable, where we saw both Aspas and 2Es near the bottom. It was actually the least likely that we saw at the top. For Leviathan, Calm showed out with a shocking 5-1 first blood first death ratio, and the server's highest ACS on this map of 269.
Nice.
He definitely reminded us that Lotus is a map built out of paper. After a year of being the ridicule of many fans, it's nice to see him bounce back a bit here. Leviathan will definitely need performances like this from him if they hope to make noise in Champs 2024. Act 2, peaking at the right time versus cooling off at the wrong moment. Coming into this game, Crew basically secured playoffs just based off map differentials. However, they've been on a 5-game losing streak, and entering playoffs with a record like this isn't something that gives fans much optimism. It also seems that they just can't beat G2 for the life of them. This was one of their better showings against this Ascension team though. Kesnet woke up and reminded us why he's still in tier 1. With stats like this, I hope someone checked his PC. Man was playing out of his mind and cemented the fact that Crew can only go as far as Kesnet takes them. At least this current version of them. He in the previous split was at times the missing piece to the puzzle that helped them get a strong start. Crew is still playing okay, but benching their IGL doesn't seem to be the answer to their current slump. On the flip side, G2 has been meaning serious business. In the past, you didn't know who would be the one to carry them, since they played just solid team Valorant where anyone could pop off. This game though, it was the Jonah P show. Icy came up huge for the team as well. While Crew is a team on a downward spiral, G2 is peaking at the right time heading into playoffs and champs. Act 3, Hope and Heartbreak. Yes, Cloud9 won, but it wasn't in the most convincing fashion. However, that's been their MO this year, getting down and dirty. And honestly, the meta is kind of pushing Valorant in that direction anyways. NRG were able to take map 1 with Sam setting the tone early. And I guess these past several weeks, Finesse heard the noise about his aim and decided to silence it. His 13 and 10 KD with a 200 ACS shows solid improvement from his stats at the start of split 2. In fact, his ascent numbers were better than all of C9's, including having a +3 advantage on C9 star duelists. He was able to get these kills by balancing the lurker and IGL role, which seems to work wonderfully for him. There were times where you can tell that FNS was mid-round calling while hidden, and then came out of lurks to weaken the defense. He did a pretty good job at this throughout this series. However, C9 losing the first map doesn't really mean much. Since the start of stage 1, every 3 map series that Cloud9 won, it began with a map 1 loss. The only 3 map series that they failed to get a victory during this time was against G2, a game that required Leaf to go absolutely nuclear with a 181 ADR on KJ of all characters, as well as C9 losing an 8-4 lead and were not able to get a single attack half round win. This basically means if you can't put an end to C9 in 2 maps, then chances are they will just wither you down in 3, which started to happen on Icebox. But this was a tug-of-war of which team could make less mistakes. And honestly, there were many of them.
Attacker spawn, and it's gonna spawn and he gets detained. Still trying to find him inside that pit though.
Hiding and everybody's
Wait, he's
like,
out of it.
HP.
Back through! Gets a headshot on Saul! 3! Ow! Did you do that, Saul?
Impossible. We just witnessed the impossible.
Moose is gonna stick this one. An opportunity for him to set up now. A chance to move around. There's that drop. And there's
The true turning point was around 20 where C9 were down by 1 and had the weaker buy, but decided to go all in with their ults, which resulted in some good old muddy Valorant.
Only 2 players left alive for Cloud9 inside of this pit. Both of them playing towards the back of the dice, and Oxy's able to get a couple of kills. So 1v1, once again, the IGL is going head-to-head, and Faraday pulls up on top.
Which is exactly how C9 have been winning their games of lately. After getting a dub on Icebox, Sunset was next. The thing that jumped out immediately to me was the solo Sky pick by C9, which can still work, but after the nerfs that we saw earlier in the year, you truly have to be one with this agent and play her damn well perfectly. Honestly, this match was insanely close and there were so many times where it looked like it was destiny for NRG to win it. Like here with Ethan's improbable 1v3 clutch.
At least there's no utility right now for them to flash through, so Ethan could play outside in the open and maybe catch some players off guard. There's that spike, there's that first kill. There's that second swing. He has 2 flashes to work with. Rudy turns away. Now hiding ground towards the slant. Runs across! Ethan with the Red Bull clutch! At 7 HP, are you kidding me?
I also love this play by NRG, using utility to make it seem like they were going to re-hit a site just to keep defenders there while they rotated over. This resulted in a free site and winning the round.
That's all of C9 about to walk out 1 by 1 through the smoke, and 1 by 1 they fall.
A scoreline of 12-5, it looked like NRG did the trick, keeping their playoffs aspirations alive. But something changed. Round after round after round, the feeling of near jubilation snapped, and it became one of worry and eventually dread. Props to C9 for having the mental fortitude to keep pushing. However, the summary of this match wasn't that C9 made a miraculous comeback, but rather NRG choked their season away. A season where an org spent money not to see a single international event. A season littered with bad decisions and smothered with just more disappointment. Benching a world champion and not utilizing his strengths.
You have to have Demon 1 on that roster. It's troll that they don't. Like, I know he's not playing very, like, he didn't play very well, and, you know, kickoff split, whatever, won. But, like, their firepower is super weak.
Alright, let's go fight Char.
Like, they all, like, it's like all of NRG just have negative aura. Like, they don't have, like, the Aspas. Like, they just don't have, like, they don't have, yeah, the Aspas, the Demon 1, the Cryo. You need someone, like, with that aim to win a championship.
Marshall.
A failure to embrace a meta.
First trip cleared, the dog went all the way around the pillar! Tens does it again! Intense on OT! But can they counter? No! Tens with 4! Second gets the last!
And poor preparations.
Ethan told Chad to pick whatever, but then Chad didn't pick, so Ethan was just like, alright, fuck it. And then we went to whatever third map was. Like, how do you go into a series and you guys are not on the same page? Like, how is that a thing?
Even though it was an exciting match, I think both fan bases of NRG and C9 walked away feeling a bit worried. Yes, Oxy and Vanity carried this team through wet dirt to get this victory, but their style isn't really all that assuring. Yes, they set up Oxy to get kills here and there, but there were a handful of times where they just left them on the island to just get kills, which can work in my opinion, but it's not winning Valorant in the long run. At least when you're going against the best of the best. However, their season is still alive, which is something we can't say about NRG. Theirs ended July 7th. The future is uncertain for this team. I can't help but hope that they pick up Potter and Jogamo from EG, as well as keep Ethan, FNS, Som, and Demon 1 to run it back. But this story of hope and heartbreak isn't over. We now know who will make it to playoffs. Each of these teams will be fighting for a shot at Champs 2024 in Seoul, Korea, giving added optimism for their fan bases. Only time will tell which among them will overcome these obstacles and avoid further anguish.